Okay, welcome to the Thursday chat of October 5th. And before we get started, Faye will introduce somebody who's here for the first time. Go ahead, Faye. Are you going to unmute yourself?
Okay, so I see that we have Ellen Ruffner, and I would love it if she would show her face, and then we will introduce her, and maybe she could tell us a few words about herself.
Hi, I'm Ellen. My husband David and I are in Cottage 16, and I'm happy to join the meeting and find out what goes on.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from?
Well, we've moved a lot in our retirement, but we raised our family in Connecticut. We were in Maine for a while, and we were in Tucson, Arizona, but we decided to come back east near our children. We have a son in Cambridge, so that's why we've settled here.
Very nice.
My husband's a retired psychiatrist. I am a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay, very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, we also have a fairly extended list of people with announcements. We'll start with Judith Weinberg.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good, thank you. I'm speaking to you today on behalf of the Community Outreach Committee to thank everyone for all of the eyeglasses that you have donated. We have been able to bring large shopping bags of eyeglasses to Gopin Optical in Dedham Center. For those of you who are new, this program offers eyeglasses to people in Central America. Larry Schwam, who is the optician there, meets with a group of opticians, optometrists, and optometry students to evaluate the eyeglasses, classify them, and they bring the students on missions to Central America, examine them, and give them eyeglasses. So where do you leave them? As you enter Centro, on the right, there is a shelf, and at the end of the shelf, there's a box for eyeglasses, and every so often, I collect those, and sometimes I need help bringing them because we have so many. So thank you very much. And any questions, give me a call.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Phyllis Hirsch.
Hi, I just want to make an announcement that the next Team Climate meeting will be October 20 in the synagogue at 1 o'clock. It will not be tomorrow. There was a mistake in the calendar, and it is not tomorrow, but it is October 20 in the synagogue at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And Bob Orkins.
Thanks, Jerry. I am speaking now on behalf of the Appreciation Fund Committee. I think by now you all know that that we have opened the campaign for this fall-winter period. Yesterday, I happened to have a conversation with the wonderful woman who cleans our apartment every week. And, she started telling me about the fact that she is responsible for the support of her grandchildren, that she sends money every week to Jamaica, and she really struggles. And she mentioned the fact, without my soliciting any response from her, that she really appreciates the Appreciation Fund. It allows her to buy birthday and Christmas gifts for her family. And I think that that's one example of the people that serve us here. And the fact that our cleaner has been here since Newbridge opened says something about both Newbridge and the people for whom and with whom she works. So I hope that we all have our own stories about the people that touch us every day. And I hope that you will be as generous as you can be in donating to the Appreciation Fund. We're doing well. in terms of numbers compared to the last time and the money raised, but it's never enough. And we would invite the participation of all of you. So I thank you in advance for your generosity. And we look forward to a successful campaign.
Okay, thank you. Sharon Gouveia.
Thank you, Jerry. As many of you know, Marilyn Stone made the decision to step down as co-chair of the Hospitality Committee. She will stay on the committee doing the things that she loves, bingo, birthday night, and so forth. But I would like to give a public thank you to her for her dedication to the committee, for the camaraderie that we shared, for the many laughs that we experienced, or as Marilyn would say, for the giggles that we have had over the course of our time together. We became co-chairs right before we closed down due to COVID, but that did not deter us. We brought coffee connections, wine downs, and dinners to the community through Zoom. This could not have happened without the collaboration of the Community Life Department and the Food and Beverage team. So we are grateful for their partnership as we move forward. Barbara Goldstein will serve as the assistant chairperson. I look forward to working with her and Helene Kanigsberg, who serves faithfully as our secretary. And I cannot end this without giving a shout out to the members of the Hospitality Committee for their continued support and dedication to making Newbridge the wonderful place that it is. Thank you.
Sharon. Betty Shapiro.
Thanks, Jerry. Hi, everyone. You've probably seen the flyer about the Hadassah Shabbat afternoon study group that looks sort of like this, but you may not have noticed the updated information on it, so I'm going to share it with you. Beginning on October 21st, that's a Shabbat afternoon, at 2 in the synagogue, we will begin a new study curriculum. It's called "And You Think Your Family Has Problems?" It will be an interactive discussion based on families in the Bible. What happened?
Hold on, let me, what's happened here?
Oh, I don't know what happened here.
Man. Have it marked so that nobody can do it.
Tell him to get off.
It's Stiglitz's
Yeah, I
computer.
know it's Stiglitz's, but there seems to be no option for the first time to dump it. It's
No, I think it's my problem. Can you hear me?
we can hear you. Go ahead. I got
Okay. So I think I was at the point where I was telling you about this new curriculum that will be an interactive discussion based on families in the Bible. We will meet monthly on the third Saturday of the month. The course is 8 independent sessions, so it is not necessary to have attended all prior sessions. It's a Hadassah program, but it's not necessary to be a Hadassah member to attend. If you would like copies of the text we will be studying in advance, or if you have questions, please contact either Judith Kahn or Lulla Gordon. You can find their contact information in our handy dandy Touchdown app. That's Judith Kahn and Lulla Gordon. I hope to see you on the 21st. Thank you.
it. Thank you. And now Sid Josephi.
Sometimes it takes 12 months from conception to birth. Other times it may take 4 years. When we moved here to Newbridge 4 years ago, I thought it would be great to have a place where residents could leave used books and find other books left by other residents. This would not be the library, as Karen Drescher does an excellent job with the official lending library. This place would be more of an exchange. There was already a magazine bin outside Nosh by the waterfall. Remember that? But what could residents do with their accumulation of the books they owned? With Jane Lewitt and Marcia Venicelli also expressing a need for this, and with David Rader's approval, we just had to find someone to do it. Fortunately, Mark and Judy Weinberg moved here, and with the help of Bernie McCarthy, and then hours of help from Bill Gil Bass and Chris Winship and 20 minutes of my help, we now have a Newbridge print exchange. It's not the lending library in the community center. This bookcase is where the magazine exchange was, on the side of Nosh and the Winter Garden. We hope that you will leave and lend and take at your will. Bye.
Thank you very much. And now Jessica Coleman, you're going to introduce Bonnie Lundquist.
I am. Thank you, Jerry. First, I just want to remind everybody about the COVID and flu vaccine clinic that is going on Wednesday, the 11th. Joe Zagolis and Mark are working very hard to get everyone their appointment cards, which will be in everyone's cubbies by Monday. So on Monday, you will have your little appointment card that will say the time to be there. I also just want to remind everybody during the time of the vaccine clinic, so we'll say from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., just a reminder that the gym will be closed. You're welcome to use it before or after, but during it would just be a little too chaotic to have people trying to work out while we have people coming in and out and signing in and out. Any questions, please let me know. And I also am happy to report that we called the pharmacy and they actually do have the vaccines in. I've heard from a lot of other places, as well as from certain residents, that they've tried to go and get vaccines on their own. And unfortunately, the pharmacies don't have them, but we have ours. They'll be ready to go on Wednesday. And we also have a special guest that I would like to introduce. She's a member of our community life team here at Newbridge. Some of you may know her as Bonnie Lundquist, but she's now Bonnie Fisher. She has been with Newbridge for about 6.5 years, and she started out in our memory support assisted living and then received a promotion to be the traditional assisted living therapeutic recreational program specialist. Bonnie is currently getting her master's degree in clinical social work, and she will have an emphasis on aging in the older adult. She loves working at Newbridge, and anyone who's worked with her and knows her happy spirit, her welcomingness, and most importantly, all her knowledge about aging and programs. So Bonnie, if you could share with us your update.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate the warm welcome. This is my first time with you all, and if I haven't met you, I look forward to meeting all of you. And I want to take this time now to welcome you to what we offer in assisted living. And tomorrow would be a great time for you to join us. We have brain boosters with me at 11, which is always a lot of fun. It is a variety of different computer-based programs, including a crossword puzzle, but things that help us with our neuroplasticity and a variety of other targeted programs that are not only fun, but something that really helps all of us in terms of facilitating new brain cells. So join us on Fridays, that's at 11 o'clock, and that is in the living room at assisted living. And then at 2 o'clock, we have a jazz trio, the Rick Landwehr Jazz Trio. But this is just the start of it. Every day there's something really wonderful. We have a variety of programs that we'd love to welcome you to. But come tomorrow, give it a try tomorrow. Brain Boosters at 11, and then at 2 o'clock every Friday, we have a live musical program. And it's so lovely and intimate and small. So join us. And I think that if you haven't had a chance to look at our program calendar, you can find one at the front desk at Assisted Living. I'm always willing to send one out if you'd like to email me. And if you'd like to chat and get to know more, I really would appreciate the opportunity to speak with any and all of you and welcome you over and show you around. So please reach out, and thank you so much unless you have questions.
Any questions of Bonnie? Okay, well, I've been over there. It's really very welcoming and very, very nice.
Great waffles on Thursday. And Jerry, we've loved having you over there. And the hospitality, it's just not only the waffles that are good, the whole thing is good. So we look forward to seeing everybody on Thursdays for waffles and any other time.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Bonnie. Nancy Vega.
Hi, guys. Just wanted to give you a couple updates really quick. So starting on Sunday, we brought back our regular TV series at 2 o'clock from 2 to 4. We're going to be watching season 3 of Succession, which has been highly demanded. On Mondays now, we just started the Newbridge Chorus again. It's at 10 a.m. in Great Middle Hall. No experience necessary, and you don't need to be the greatest singer. Andy Campbell is a man of magic, and he's promised that he's going to deliver. So come on down at 10 a.m. on Mondays to Great Middle Hall. Monday, we also have a special documentary showing on behalf of the Newbridge Environmental Sustainability Group. It's going to be called Weathering the Future. It's at 2 p.m. on the channel. If you want to come down to the theater so that we can hopefully have another discussion, that would be great. We're looking for social engagement. And on Friday, actually, I was personally invited by one of my professors right now in platform design. It's going to be a live webinar regarding the new lawsuit against Amazon and how it's going against government regulations and FTC protocols of that nature. That's just going to be something small and intimate in the theater next Friday. So come and join me. And the last thing I want to say is that courses will feedback for courses. You'll know if you're in or not on Monday. That was a lot. I'm sorry, but I'm excited.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Nancy, for everything you've been doing lately. Rabbi Judy.
Question.
Thank you. I have one last announcement to make I know I've been making a lot of announcements over the past month around the Jewish high holy days. On this Saturday, we will be having a service in the synagogue from 10 o'clock till 12 to celebrate Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah, the last part of the holiday season. And there will be there'll be also a Yizkor memorial service, a time to say Kaddish for loved ones. And there'll also be refreshments afterwards. And we will be we will be concluding the reading of Deuteronomy and moving immediately to the beginning, again, reading from Genesis. It should be a enjoyable service, I hope. And it'll be even more enjoyable if you're there. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. Elaine Oppenheimer has a question. Go ahead.
No, not for Rabbi Judy. This goes back to Jessica Coleman. Is she still there?
Yes, go ahead.
All right, Jessica, last week you announced a collection of the prescriptions, used things, whatever. Do you remember what date that was? I didn't get it.
I do. It's Saturday, October 28th, and it'll start at 10:30, and I'll be outside the library area.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So the plan is that we'll hear from Matt and take questions, and then Anna Marcus, the president of NMA, will give a report on NMA. So Matt?
Thank you, Jerry. For starters, I want to thank Bonnie for joining us today. I think it just goes to show how much we have to offer here on this entire community, and to be a little more vocal about what's happening beyond the walls of just independent living. Because assisted living really is this wonderful, intimate environment where there's some really neat stuff happening. And so as members here of Newbridge Independent Living, it's awesome that Bonnie came on here to share with you that these awesome things are happening. So please take advantage of them. This is your community. This is your campus. Enjoy it. There's a lot happening here. Okay, so I got some feedback recently that people on campus are driving too fast. So number one, a plea to all of you to please slow down. I made the same plea to all of our employees, and security is following up as well. But you're going to notice a few new additions on campus, and those are radar speed signs that are being installed. Now, they're going to be helpful because we'll be able to see how fast people are moving, and it might remind you to slow down in the moment. And we'll be able to look at our CCTV and see who's moving too quickly. But it all starts with us in the beginning anyway. So please, just a request to the community, and it's the same request again that I've made to all of our employees and visitors alike. We got to slow it down. There's too much happening here on this campus for us to be speeding around. It's dangerous. So you'll see those going up sometime in the very near future. They are, I don't know if they're solar or battery, but they're going in strategic locations, and they'll be able to monitor the speed of the vehicles driving by, just like the ones you see on the side of the road, a little more streamlined, and they'll actually flash the speed up there. So don't be surprised when you see them going up. It takes a little bit away from the beauty of our campus, but the only thing that it takes away from our campus more is if somebody were to be hurt, and we don't ever want that to happen. So those are going up, and I'm actually looking forward to that. Something that we've been milling around for a while. Sid, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, I don't know that it affects anyone, but apparently the radar from the local streets say 35 miles an hour. So when you come into Newbridge, even though the signs say 15 miles an hour, the radar on my dashboard still says speed limit 35 miles an hour.
Sid, I don't even know where to begin with that.
Store it away somewhere.
I don't know if it's a Google Map thing or what it is. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I can look it up for you. I'll get back to you.
That's fascinating. But okay, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, Betsy Weissel.
Yeah, just really quickly, I'd like to see the parents who are dropping the kids off at Rashi told.
So we've had conversations with Bruce Boyd and the head of school over there about that as well. So
Thank you.
when I get on a Zoom call and talk to everybody, I make sure I do my homework first, because otherwise it all comes back. So I know it begins and ends with us, the employees and the students on campus, and then last is the folks and the people that call this home. And so they've been put on notice. So we might even invite some Dedham cruisers in here. Terry.
Thank you.
Terry, unmute. Terry, you're not, go.
Just that you're unmuting and I'm unmuting at the same time. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I said, nice to see you. And I just wanted to mention two things. First of all, you're giving COVID shots and flu shots here. Some of us have already received them. So how will you track and make sure that everyone here is vaccinated? And furthermore, those of us who've had COVID can't get the new vaccine yet. We have to wait 3 months after we've had the disease. So I don't know how you're going to track who is or is not vaccinated, but I just thought that
the whole system is transferred to basically personal reporting. There's no more tracking of who has and who has not had the vaccine. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's been some news articles out there about no longer using the COVID vaccination cards, that the CDC is no longer using them.
Right.
So this comes down to your own personal vaccination record. That's for you to hold on to and your physician to make sure that they have. And in the event of a health episode, if you were ever to be asked, you would be expected to be able to communicate your vaccination record. So that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is the same answer. It's on yourself to manage your vaccinations. If after the 3 months when you are able to become vaccinated, you will have to go to a local pharmacy that's offering the vaccine at that time.
That's not an issue.
Have Sid again and then Mayor Fine.
Hi, Matt, to get back to the speeding, as people know, I walk around here a lot, and the people that I regularly see speeding, I must say, are the Newbridge shuttle bus drivers. They seem to be going faster than what's 15 miles an hour would be to me. And also people that I'm assuming are dropping off or picking up maybe private aids. I know you said you would speak to the employees. So I don't know how far down that goes, but Yeah.
Sid, thank you. Shuttle bus drivers, that one's easy. Private aids, that one gets a lot more difficult because that's where we have to ask for help from the community to communicate to your private aids, do not speed on this campus. And so you'll see security out there doing some enforcement of the speed. The radar sign's going to help us. And like I mentioned earlier, I think I'll make a call over to the Dedham police to see if they can get out there and hold some level of accountability to slow it down a little bit.
I'm happy to walk to carry with me when I walk a sign, a pole with a flag coming down that says only 15 miles an hour, and
I think we're
flag
gonna,
it in front of each vehicle that's speeding.
we should get you a nice radar gun.
Oh, okay. Great, great.
Thank you, Sid. That's very helpful.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to remark on what Matt just said about the radar gun, maybe a RPG might be more effective. My comment is when I got my RSV vaccination at the pharmacy, they reported it up to the state's log of vaccination records
Through the Maven system?
Yeah, whatever it is, but because they were doing it. So I don't know if all the pharmacies are doing that or not, but if they are, then that's a place that, it is getting logged.
It's a common place that's checked, and Jessica, you can check me on this. It's a common place that is checked by healthcare providers, which is this thing called the Maven system. And it logs your immunizations. It's a relatively recent thing, within the last, I think, 5 or 6 years. And that's only if you made it in the system, but I don't think that is a foolproof system in terms of making sure.
Okay, I think we move on.
Okay, moving on. I want to remind everybody about renter's insurance. It's not an exciting topic, and it's something none of us ever want to talk about, and we never want to renew it and all this other stuff that comes along with it. But it's one of those things that it's so important because if you ever happen to need it, you're gonna really want it. Here's the thing. Accidents happen. You can leave a shower on, you can leave a sink on, you can flood out 3 floors. Things just happen to happen when you live in communal living. And so I just want to urge you all to make sure that, just like the resident handbook, that you do have renter's insurance, that it's up to date, that you didn't let it lapse. It's very important to protect and frankly to protect your neighbors. This is the risks that comes with communal living. Newbridge will of course cover the things that we're responsible for and whatnot, but we can't be responsible for everybody's personal effects. So please, just a reminder, make sure if you moved in a long time ago, make sure you still have renter's insurance. It'd be very easy to let that lapse, but it's there to protect you. And the second part of that is renter's insurance is very inexpensive generally. Last time I had it, it was about $120. I'm sure it's gone up significantly because that was some time ago, but I couldn't believe what the coverage was. We actually had a major issue in my place that I was renting at the time, and I was a young man. I don't know what I would have done without it. So please, unless you're in the boat of wanting to self-insure, renter's insurance is really important. Any questions about that? I know, boring topic. I got a call today from the medical center asking me to remind everybody to please not share or offer up any of your prescription medication to other residents. Even if the other residents take that medication, please do not do so. I guess it is very unsafe. You have to make sure the medication you take is prescribed to you. Otherwise, there's great safety risk. So just a little public service announcement from the medical center to me, to you. And then lastly, I got this really neat thing from Mitch Freeman talking about garbage disposals. And since we have 326 garbage disposals here on campus, I figured I would just briefly share some of the do's and don'ts with garbage disposals. First, I'm going to start with the don'ts. Don't put coffee grinds down the garbage disposal. It turns into like this gelatinous substance and will clog it and make it not work anymore. Another one is don't put eggshells down there. The eggshells get stuck underneath the blades and then the blades stop working. Stringy fruits and vegetables also tangle inside the blades. If your garbage disposal starts to smell or is not working well, you can put ice down there and ice will sharpen the blades, or you can put lemon juice or lemon down there to make it smell nice and fresh. There is the most helpful thing you will learn today. Thank you, Ms. Freeman.
Hey, I think we have time for you to go through some of those other.
Okay.
items.
So now for some general updates. So I think everybody knows at this point that I've been working with the culinary team and the dining committee to try to explore some opportunities for our culinary spaces, particularly the back of the house kitchens. I have been working with Third Plus, and we reached out to 4 architectural and designing firms that specialize in kitchens and senior living. I've had 2 of them on site already, doing walkthroughs and trying to come up with some kind of a plan for us. I have 2 more yet to come on site, but I'm waiting on them to be here. The goal is, and I've expressed this before, when they put those plans together, we'll be able to kind of take the best from each, and we'll be able to create something we really want. But more importantly, I'll be able to get an earmark for how much money something like this kind of project takes, and then I can financially plan for it in the future. But right now, we have no idea. So step 1 is to get the figures, which is what we're working on right now. Quick update on the solar front. The update is there is no update. We're still waiting to hear from Resonant Energy, who is working with the utility company. There is a challenge with the utility company in terms of how much load it can actually handle, meaning there's a substation for this area. All the electricity that's generated from solar goes back to the substation, and then the substation, I guess, parses it out. So they have to do a study to figure out how much load that substation's handling right now and how much it can handle at max capacity. So we're waiting to hear more from that.
You have
Paul,
a
I
question?
see your hand up.
Paul. Go ahead. Go ahead, Paul. Unmute. I'll unmute you. Go ahead. You're all set.
When are they planning on updating the current menu?
Paul, that's going to be in early November. The new menu rollout will be occurring. Yesterday, there was a dining committee meeting, and the dining committee is working with the culinary team on getting that menu ready to go.
Thank you.
Sooner than later. That'll be here before you know it. And then lastly, you might see the same group that did our LED lighting project in other parts of the campus. So for example, in long-term care and in assisted living, we've continued that lamping project across the entire campus. Initially, we did it just in independent living. The results of it have been so beneficial that we've decided to expand it to the rest of the campus. Right now, that project is estimated to save us about $200,000 a year. And it could potentially be a little bit more based on the fact that our utility rate has gone up since our 3-year contract expired. We're able to lock in a very good rate for us here at Newbridge, but compared to where the rates were 3 years ago, doesn't look as good, but compared to the marketplace, it's a good rate. So that LED lighting project has been really key in offsetting the increased expenses in our utility footprint. So some exciting stuff happening, lots of long-term projects going on, and we're just going to keep at it until we get it right where we want it to be.
Okay. Before we get to Anna Marcus, David Rader asked for a few minutes to make an announcement. I just want to ask everybody to please send me your requests the day before, because it makes it easier to plan exactly where we're going to place you and how much time we can allocate for other things. So go ahead, David.
Thank you, Jerry. And I'll make this very quick. I just want to remind everybody that on this Saturday at 2 o'clock, the Community Life team and the Hospitality Committee are hosting a Saturday social. And for this month's Saturday social, yours truly will be leading. We'll be at my laptop, and we'll be doing some fun brain fitness games, specifically the New York Times Spelling Bee as a team. So it should be a lot of fun, and we'll have refreshments as well. And just two quick things regarding the clinic next week. You do not have to bring your CDC card with you, and that will be on your appointment card as well. And then lastly, just based on the conversation about speeding on campus, it's hard to sort of catch people sometimes. So if you see somebody speeding, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to see their license plate number. However, our security team does have cameras on the main road. So simply call them and they'll be able to look at the cameras for the time that the speeding occurs. So we can actually, they've done a great job of following up directly. We can actually look up their license plate and see who it is, and then follow up directly with the person. So see something, say something. Thanks.
Okay, now we're ready for you, Anna.
Thank you, Jerry. This is what my council calls my State of the Union report. This year, the Newbridge Members Association Council renewed its goal of facilitating dialogue and collaboration between independent living residents, our department heads, and our administration. This year, we've addressed a myriad of resident, department, and administrative challenges. But before I go into that, we welcome 3 new council reps, Carol Marlin.
Sorry, that's my cat. That happens every once in a while. He sat on the keys and played some music, actually some music of a band that may come here next spring. Go ahead, Anna, I apologize.
I might get my cat to come and join me. This year, we've addressed a myriad of, at first, we welcomed 3 new council members.
What to do about
Carol Marlin, Jim Kaufman, and Barb Orkan. And we got to know Matthew Associate Jessica Coleman and his executive administrative assistant, Lynette Charles. It's been a pleasure having them. We had 4 modalities to serve as catalysts to keep communication flowing. First, each council member held in-person floor meetings to present information and to listen carefully to resident concerns. Second, Jerry Weiner, Faye, and David Rosenthal Thursday Zoom chats were increasingly well attended. Third, Matt's weekly letter made information available to everyone who wanted a paper copy. And fourth, via channel 918 and VoiceFriend, anyone could listen to the community's information. And of course, people could call me, could call Matt, and we're always welcome to do that when they had a concern at off times. The council has discussed a wide array of issues over the past 12 months. We've learned a lot from you, and hopefully you've learned from us at floor meetings. First and foremost, I want to report on the really incredible collaborative work of the food, which is now named Dining Committee, Chef Eileen, Matt, Josh, and the excellent consulting team.
What happened to her? Anybody?
Maybe it was her cat.
Yeah, it's not my cat. My cat is way away.
No, her cat.
No, I understand. We both have cats. We probably have the only 2 people with cats here. So, well, in the meantime, we'll take Josh Ferraro because I promised him he could say something. And when Anna gets back, we'll get started again. Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you, Jerry. Good afternoon, everybody.
in preparation for my announcement today, I was thinking back and I was amazed that we're on the precipice of getting close to, 200 resident Zoom calls. I've been on since the inception, and with the exception of my recent leave of absence, I've attended, 99% of them. I've made announcements, I've made presentations, I've responded to feedback. I've had some hits, I've taken some hits. And certainly, sometimes there is a feeling of anxiety or trepidation sometimes when I do get on these calls. And fortunately for me, today is not one of those times with the announcement I'm about to make. For a period of time, and certainly specifically over the past few months, Chef Eileen has gone above and beyond what the scope of her role as executive chef would be here in the community at Newbridge. She's taken on additional responsibilities, taken on ownership, leadership, and really made a commitment to the successful dining operations here at Newbridge. So it's my pleasure and with a great sense of pride that I get to announce today that she has been promoted to Assistant Director of Food and Beverage. So well-deserved, and congratulations, Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank
So
you,
would-
everybody. I just want to have just one quick notice that we have the wind down on Monday, and that we're also adding a extra special to the central menu at night, which is our vegetarian/vegan special. And look ahead, we have our kitchen tours posted, and that we have information next week on the upcoming holidays, as well as our new central menu in November. But thank you all very much.
So does that do it, Josh, or you have other things?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just wanted to give Chef, and I just want to say that, for the community, the role that Chef has taken on, she has been doing the job duties and descriptions of this role, but she's been doing it behind the scenes. So this will give an opportunity to really, bring her out into the forefront and showcase the impact that she has on the dining operation and with the team. And I'm just excited to, see her outside the normal black on black uniform with a white hat. Although I'll miss it, Chef, at some point, and I'm sure you'll be donning it every now and again. No, I'm very proud. I'm very excited. Chef and I have a great rapport together, and our mission and goal is to really, as a unified team, Chef and I, to support the team and the community, particularly with all the projects we have going on now, and as what Matt referred to, coming down the pike in the future. So, Chef, thank you for agreeing to work with me even more closely. I hope you don't live to regret it.
Thank you. So Bob Weinstein, you have your hand up, and then Carol Mullen. I'm watching out for Anna, Mustard, but I don't see her on the list yet coming.
Josh, the attendance at Nosh has been dwindling, even on Turkey Night. Have you considered having, instead of the buffet, waiting on tables for short periods to see if that increases the attendance?
It's a community chat every.
So, Bob, yeah, certainly. Nosh is one of the main focuses of our projects, working with the dining committee. So there's more definitely coming down when the announcements are made, but it certainly is a look. But I do want to say one thing, Bob. I mean, this past Tuesday, we saw one of our busier turkey nights, but I do agree with you that it's inconsistent. There are nights where Nosh is very well attended, and there's nights where Nosh is not so well attended. So we are trying to get as much input as possible as to how we can change that. And then with the information, make specific and impactful changes that will bring more residents down to Nosh, not only because we want to see Nosh be successful, but it helps alleviate the pressure of the reservations in Central. So, Bob, yes, it is a main focus. A lot of behind the scenes conversation and planning. And when we are ready to start making announcements of what that looks like, we certainly will share that, Bob.
Well, have you considered having waiters, having people wait on tables instead of having to go stand up at the a buffet, because I think that's what's keeping people away, Josh.
To be honest with you, Bob, nothing's off the table, but we really have to look at what will bring people down there. And if that was the answer, Bob, the team would consider it and put a plan into place. But I don't want to get too far ahead of it because, again, we're trying to get the information from the community of what will drive and continue to drive residents to dine in Nosh, Bob. But if that's the answer, then of course it would be a consideration. I can't think of anything that's really off the table. The team's ready to execute. We just need the directions, the roadmap, and we'll drive there.
Okay.
Okay, Carol Mullen and then Helene Oppenheimer and Barbara Nadish. And Anna Marcus, when you get back, oh, you're here. Okay, we'll get back to you after these questions. Go ahead, Carol. Carol, you're muted.
Trying to unmute. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, good. This question is also about Nosh. It's I'd like to know, we've been hearing for a long, long time that things are going to improve there. Instead of improving, many of us are seeing things actually deteriorating, and that the quality sometimes is very poor. Sometimes it's very good, but sometimes it's inexcusably poor. And what exactly is the timetable? And what, you know, we hear from you, Josh, that you're doing something, but really it's so behind the scenes that we're not feeling it. So
I'm sorry you feel that way, Carol. I don't have a specific timeline, and I would love, I'm always available to you offline. If you have specific questions, I'll make myself available. I just want to be purposeful about how and when we share this information. And I just don't have that, Carol, and I don't want to misinterpret or set on expectations that aren't met. We are working with a number of factors, including the dining committee, our culinary partners, Third Plus, leadership within my own team, and from above. And I'm sorry that I can't placate your request at the moment, but I'm always available for sidebar conversations, Carol.
Okay, we're going to move on quickly.
How about Helene? Helene, there's Helene.
Yes, I understand. I can take care of that. All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Elaine Oppenheimer.
Okay. Josh, I've been noticing that the menu has some strange things for a kosher restaurant. For instance, when it says veal parmesan. Now, I understand you're not using dairy cheese, but that makes it even worse in my eyes. I will not eat down there because the cheese is not cheese, it's fake cheese. And that really concerns me. I wish there were another way to call it, but more important, I'm really upset that because you're kosher, and I know that, I really am upset that something is called chicken parmesan and that the quote cheese is not cheese, making it unhealthy. So somehow or another, I'm concerned that Nosh's food is not as healthy as it used to be for you substitutes. So
yeah. Thank you for that feedback. And I would ask that feedback continue to come, whether it's directly to our team. I know that Peter had mentioned bringing these types of information and feedback directly to the dining committee members so that as we work through this and gather this information, it can be shared. So Helene, I thank you for your feedback, and I ask that it continue to come. Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm going to cut off the questions after after Barbara Nadish, Michael and Marilyn Stone. That's it until we have heard from Anna Marcus. So go ahead. Barbara, go ahead.
I'll make it quick. It involves Nosh. First of all, last evening or 2 evenings ago, we ate there for turkey night, and it was absolutely fabulous. But what was really nice was the salad bar. It's a real salad bar with lots of picking. The other thing I will chime in with Carol and Helene, just hearing the word sausage kind of makes you wonder if it's kosher.
It is kosher. It is kosher.
Well, thank you, and yes, it was kosher, but we do understand where you're coming from on that, Barb, and so thank you for sharing that. But yes, the items were kosher.
Okay, thanks. So Marilyn Stone, and then we're going to Anna Marcus.
Josh, excuse me. I think the improvement of the salad bar is excellent. You've added protein to the bar, and you can take a whole meal and make it fresh for yourself. I haven't liked the menus per se, but what has brought me back is the salad bar. And I can only see you going further with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Okay, we are going to go back to Anna Marcus. Pick up wherever you're comfortable doing so, Anna.
Well, I don't know how far I got before my I quit. So I'll start again and I'll go quickly. I say this year, the Newbridge Members Association Council renewed its goal of facilitating the collaboration between residents, department heads, and administration. This year, we addressed a lot of issues, but first we welcomed Carol Marlin, Jim Feldman, and Bob Orkand. And we got to know Matt's new associate, Jessica Coleman, and his executive administrative assistant, Lynette Charles. Did you get through the 4 different ways of communicating?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that again. The council has discussed a wide array of issues. We have learned a lot from you, and hopefully you have learned from us at the floor meetings. First and foremost, I want
we've lost your sound again.
First and foremost, I want to report on the incredible collaborative work of the food, now named Dining Committee, Matt, Chef Eileen, Josh, and our excellent consulting team, Third Plus, as well as all our staff members. This huge undertaking was the highlight of the year, in my opinion, and feedback about the new menu and the food gathered at the floor meetings has been overwhelmingly positive, and all suggestions for further improvements have been taken and will be taken under advisement. Second, the introduction of the new digital touchdown system has gone very smoothly, with resident group meetings and individual support from members of the design committee team being timely, effective, and very appreciated. Thank you again to David and all the people who worked with you on the new communication system. Third, the council has connected regularly with department heads who continue to do outstanding work. Victor is constantly updating security protocols. Fernando, head of facilities and landscaping, has changed all our light bulbs to LED lights and has guided us through the complicated replacement of our transformer, as well as through the villa renovations. Carol Johnston in finance, working with Paul Hardiman and the increasingly diverse finance committee, continues to keep us.
You got my message?
You're having trouble getting to the community app website on your computer?
Jerry, should I go on?
Yeah, go on. I don't know what this is the weird. We've been almost 200 sessions, and this is the weirdest one we've had.
Jerry,
report. Go ahead. I don't know what's coming in.
Okay, Carol Johnson in finance, working with Paul Hardiman and his increasingly diverse finance committee, continues to keep us on track with our staggeringly complex budget. Christina Rice, head of community life, along with Larissa, Laurie, Joe, Mark, Nancy Vega, Nancy Sullivan, and Tara, keep us purring. Sarah Grondell and Shirley continue to do an exceptional job of housekeeping and welcome feedback from us. Sheila, Jess, Pam, David in sales and marketing continue to manage pressures from within and without the community. Al, head of transportation, and his great team shuttle us back and forth all over the place, and a number of you have had a chance to ride in the new Tesla. What a lot of great people working to keep us safe, well-fed, entertained, connected, and fiscally sound. And last, but far from least, our leadership team. wow, what a remarkable, responsive, warm, caring team we have. They always manage to keep, as the council does too, tries to, the big picture of making Newbridge better and better while attending to literally thousands of daily details such an endeavor requires. Thank you all, and thank you for your support while I was your president.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry you had those interruptions. That was a very nice report. And again, my apologies to everyone after, I guess, after 200 meetings or something close to that. It all seemed to come in one meeting. I don't know how Irv managed to take over the screen because I have controls that say only authorized people can get on the screen, but that happened and my cat will never walk across these keys again.
But mine might.
So thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're welcome.
You didn't call on me and I had something to say.
I didn't see you.
I had my hand up. Okay.
You didn't, but you didn't have the electronic hand up, and so I just was not
Where
looking.
is the electric? I had my 5 fingers are there. Where's the electronic?
Okay, so stick around and we'll learn, because when you do the electronic hand up, it moves you to the top of the screen right next to me, so I see it. If you're one of 105 pictures with their hand waving, I can miss it, and Faye as well.
Well, I felt very
Go
strongly.
down to the bottom of your screen and look at something that says reactions. It's a little smiley face. It's to the right on the very bottom. It says there are things that say
Don't see anything that
no.
says.
Screen.
Mine don't say anything.
What are you using? An iPad?
No, laptop.
Well, if the very
Yes, that's an iPad. I don't know.
well,
All I know is I hear everything, but I felt very strongly that I wanted to say something about the amazing job that the rabbi did this holiday season. I mean, she's phenomenal, and every service was amazing, and nobody says anything. And and I never talk and I never ask to talk, but I felt that was something that I wanted to say.
well, I'm really sorry. I'll have to drop by your apartment and show
That'd
you
be nice.
your hand. Okay.
Jerry,
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 if-
Yeah.
Jerry, Abby, I'm next door. I'll come over and I'll show you.
Okay.
Yeah, if
So,
it's
and you could be first up next week if you decide to send me.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Jerry, if it's on an iPad, it's not at the bottom, it's at the top. And it's.
I don't see it.
Do you look
you
at
want
the
an
top? Do you
iPad?
see anything? Well, listen, you couldn't have anything better than Mayor coming over.
Okay, fine, I'll leave it to him. I'll leave it
Let
to him.
that go. Thank you, Nancy.
Okay.
I'm glad I had a chance to say something.
By all means, you belong.
That should make it go
All right,
away.
so what else did you like? You didn't like
Huh?
the wellness, you didn't like working for the wellness or the health, right?
Yeah.
You didn't like the knitting.
And Marcus, it was a good report.
Just loves to run the show.
I'm going to close.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.